What's up, everyone watching this video? My name is Admin Tim, founder of the Sons of Liberty Facebook page, and as you may or may not already know, I'm a veteran. In September of 2001, the United States was attacked by terrorists, and President Bush at the time made it very clear: you're either with us or you're against us. The attacks on our nation's soil united this country in ways it had not seen for decades. And just under 2 years later, Bush again made it clear that he expected everyone to rally behind him as we invaded Iraq. So, to be clear, Republicans sent us into two war zones where we ultimately discovered that we were ill-equipped to fight. After Saddam Hussein was captured, a wave of insurgency spread, and ex-loyalists who were suddenly without a paycheck started making roadside bombs that our vehicles just couldn't really defend against. Countless men and women were maimed or killed before we finally got our shit together. Now, fast forward to 2018 as Donald Trump was in France. This piece of shit didn't want to get his cheap toupee wet, but he also didn't believe that it was important to honor American war dead, which literally every other president who's ever gone to France since World War I has done. He said, "Why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers." And in a separate conversation, he referred to the more than 1,800 Marines who lost their lives at Belleau Woods as suckers for getting killed. Now, if you're a Marine, then you instinctively understand what Belleau Woods means to the United States Marine Corps. And if you're not a Marine, let's just say that it's a sacred battleground. Why is this relevant? Because the draft-dodging coward is again running for office, and again I'm seeing misguided, misinformed fellow veterans lining up to suck this dude's dick like partisan cuckolds. And it's relevant because there's a think tank called Heritage Foundation, which is working with former Trump administration officials on a policy playbook called Project 2025, or as I like to call it, American Mein Kampf. Now, I could make a dozen rant videos a day on Project 2025 and never reach the bottom of that barrel. It does everything from attacking overtime pay, student loans, and reproductive rights, all the way to allowing more pollution and price gouging, not to mention prioritizing special interest money and ideological extremism over people. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today, because there's one thing that has me absolutely amped to the core: Project 2025's attacks on veterans, which is why I led off what I did. The Heritage Foundation has called for reductions to veterans' benefits in the past, independent of Project 2025. Now, if you're a veteran and you're not using your benefits, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you or what to tell you, brother, because let me tell you, you earned it. Now, any veteran who's used the VA to get any kind of disability rating knows that they assign you a disability rating based on any and all claims that you put forth, including some that pop up over time and aren't immediately identifiable as service-connected. Like, say, those of us who were airborne infantry who basically destroyed our ankles, knees, and backs, carrying rucks and chutes and gear and then slamming into the ground and attempting to hit all 4 points of contact. Now, you can get a disability rating for tinnitus, which may manifest itself years later, or the guys who burned poop in Iraq and Afghanistan, now coming down with various forms of cancer, or the guys from Vietnam who were exposed to Agent Orange. These are all things that happened decades later. You can't necessarily prove the strongest tie to it, but it's still counted as service-connected because who's to say that it wasn't? Project 2025 calls for quote-unquote medical conditions with weak ties to military service to be nullified, meaning that things you were getting disability for in the past isn't a guarantee that you'll continue receiving it in the future, because they'll be reviewing all the benefits, and non-permanent medical conditions can have their ratings reduced or even removed entirely altogether. Now, it also says in Heritage Foundation's budget blueprint that they want to limit service-related disability claim applications to 10 years after leaving active service. Now, a spokesperson for Project 2025 said that they're not actually going to do any of that, but we heard from 3 conservative judges who were candidates for the Supreme Court say that they would not touch Roe versus Wade, that it was enshrined, and that was a lie. And considering that virtually any time Trump's lips are moving, he's probably telling a lie, I wouldn't trust a goddamn word he says or anybody connected with him. You know how you can prevent Project 2025 from becoming a thing? Don't fucking vote for Trump, that's how, goddammit!